fangirls? Welcome back to another episode of the What the Fanboy Show.
He said that so fast.
Today,
What the fanboys?
we don't have a review per se. We were all busy doing things, and none of us got out to watch. What was the new one this week? Renfield. We didn't go watch.
Yeah, no,
none of us were like, we have to see Renfield. So we didn't, but there's lots of news and things to talk about. Before we jump into the big news of the week, being the HBO Max rebrand and Warner Brothers announcements, what trailers did we get?
Yes.
We got
A lot.
even outside of just the Max stuff, like there's still quite a few big trailers this week.
Yeah.
The first one being just outside of the Max stuff, this is probably the biggest one. We got a trailer for the Marvels.
Yeah. Yep, that dropped Tuesday, right after, they always
of
do
course.
it right after we do our episodes.
Everybody's
so.
forgotten about it at this point.
Yeah. We're not getting any internet traction by talking about it, but we're going to anyways.
I'm not even really sure how much traction this one had anyways.
Yeah, it did not seem to have the buzz.
It is just so hard to gauge what is trolling and what is excitement for anything Marvel now. I can't tell. I'm just never excited for anything that much.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, cool, another one. I like Marvel stuff. They're kind of on a losing streak, but
they're not on a hot streak.
They're not on a hot streak. What I'll say that I liked about this trailer was I liked the concept of these three and what they're doing with their abilities and their switching. I don't know how it's going to be executed, but I think the team up, especially with, Kamala Khan just has so much fun energy. Even in her show, which was like, it was fine.
it was fine.
She was like entertaining to watch, I thought. And I think
agree.
And I think she can inject some energy with, like, I think Brie Larson's a fine actress, but she doesn't have that charisma that, and Captain Marvel isn't necessarily a character who, like, is brimming with charisma.
Yeah.
But I think to play against that, Kamala Khan's going to be a good addition to that
She put
group.
her point buy into strength, okay?
Yeah, exactly. So, it was an interesting trailer, pretty, like, I don't know.
It was a Beastie Boys song.
It was a Beastie Boys, energetic, but it didn't give you a lot of the story, and that's, I don't know. For first trailer, I was okay with it.
I think the using their powers and switching each other looks like it will be fun.
Yeah.
I'm curious how they work that into the story.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why is this happening?
Right.
I think we were watching it right before this, so because I couldn't actually remember the trailer that much. And there's it looks like a big fight scene on some spaceship. And I paused it and I started complaining about it because they're wearing dark costumes. There's a black night spacey sky with very little light, and the ship is black, and there's nothing dynamic about it. I'm like, this looks so boring.
My hope is that that's just like a training scene, and it's a bit of a montage, and
They moved through it pretty quick.
But
I thought it looked like they were fighting the villain.
I couldn't tell. I thought it was maybe the first two fighting Brie.
No, they're all there fighting.
Oh, they're all there?
It looks like a set piece.
Because it's Captain Marvel shoots and switches to Rambo.
Right. Oh, and then
it turns and it shows them on the other side.
Okay.
I don't know. I was like, oh, this looks...
I would agree that scene specifically, like, to nitpick that one scene, yeah, it didn't look great. Some of the other stuff looked fun.
I guess I hated the first one. This one looks watchable to me. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's an improvement. I do think, and forgive me, I don't know her name, but the girl who plays Kamala, she looks fun. I didn't watch her show.
You didn't watch that, did you?
I did not. No, but she looks fun, and she looks like she'll be enjoyable to have within the ensemble.
She's good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I mean, it just doesn't. This doesn't move the needle for me at all. Like,
That's fair.
I watch it and I'm just kind of like, okay, it's
No.
what I have come to expect from Marvel marketing.
Sure.
It's more of what they've always done. Quick shot of the villain. We're gonna show you some funny, quippy jokes.
Yeah.
Our characters are gonna have some silly interactions. We're gonna show you some old faces that you remember from previous projects. And come watch our movie and give us $1 billion, and that's what will happen. I don't know if this will make $1 billion, but you know what I mean.
First one did. However, it was in between Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
So yeah, I don't know. It's a sideways thumb for me. It doesn't. I'm not down on it. I'm not up on it.
I'm the same.
I'm kind of just it doesn't look bad. That's encouraging.
I'll give it a sideways thumb. I mean,
the first Captain Marvel movie, it was like I watched the trailer and I was like, oh, I don't like this. I'm not gonna like this.
I didn't. Man, thinking back, like I didn't actively dislike the first Captain Marvel movie like you guys seem to be.
I didn't like it.
Talking about it.
I thought it was okay.
But yeah, I kind of thought it was okay.
I gave it a Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
I think I gave it a straight streaming. If I remember correctly.
Yeah. I don't know.
We'll see.
I also think we may be getting to the point with some of these movies, like this one specifically, not Ant-Man and the Wasp or Thor: Love and Thunder, but this one specifically, not necessarily made for us.
You might be right.
Stephanie was.
I don't know if we fit the demographic.
Stephanie was much more excited about this, and I was like, "That's awesome."
I couldn't get Dana to watch it. I was like, "You want to watch the trailer?" She's like, "No."
No.
It's like, okay.
When
She
did
hates
Dana
Brie
become a
Larson more than you do.
film snob?
She likes Brie Larson.
Oh, I thought she hated Brie Larson.
Mm-mm. She just didn't like Captain Marvel, so she's like, yeah, I don't really care. I was like, okay,
Fair enough.
that's fine.
Luke, what's our next trailer?
The next trailer is The Continental for The World is on Wick.
Yeah.
Remember, like, last week when you're like, that's canceled?
I thought it was canceled.
Like,
yeah.
10 hours later, like, here's a trailer.
So I guess Showtime just sold it to Peacock. Cool.
I've got Peacock, so you can come over and watch it.
It's like 3 episodes.
Okay, honestly, too, like, Peacock is pretty underrated. They've got some good stuff on there.
They get good movies too. They do a good job of
That's why I
securing
watch Puss in
films.
Boots. Sorry. Puss in Boots.
Yeah,
I can't believe I said it wrong.
How dare you?
you failed all of us. Apologize to the people.
I'm sorry, people. The people.
But yeah, The Continental, good trailer.
And
Yeah.
it takes place
Thumbs up.
in the 70s, which I didn't know. So it looks like it's
Yeah.
going to be like an origin of...
The hotel.
Yeah, and what's
Winston.
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 Is that his name?
Yeah.
I'll believe it.
Who's the actor?
I haven't
Ian?
watched.
Ian McShane.
McShane.
Mhm.
I've heard Keanu Reeves
I could only
say
think of
Winston enough times to know his name.
I could only think of the stepdad from Hot Rod.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yes.
Yes, that's his name. Stepdad from Hot Rod.
Yeah, no, I liked this trailer. I thought it was fine. I'm excited for it because of the 70s thing too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like that.
Really opens up your options for what you can do.
For what? Yeah, it allows it to have its own kind of identity,
Mm-hmm.
which is exciting. I'm looking forward to it.
Bold move from you guys to go up against the Stanley Cup playoffs for viewership tonight. You're right. You know what else there is? The NBA playoffs are also coming up.
And we battle a Monday Night Football during football season. We really choose our nights well, guys.
We set ourselves up for success.
Yes, 100%. 100%. What's next on the trailer docket?
This one dropped like 2 hours ago. Sweet Tooth Season 2.
Yeah.
I didn't watch this one.
I watched it with Luke, so.
I really
haven't
liked.
seen season 1,
Me either.
but season 2, that was a good trailer.
Season 1 is great.
Man, that was a good trailer.
It is, like, it's kind of a dark show
Mm-hmm.
with what's going on, but it's also just so heartwarming. Like, the two main characters and their chemistry together is great, and I can't remember his, well, I guess they call him Sweet Tooth, but kid with antlers, he's like so charming.
Yeah.
Got all this positivity. Man, it's so good. I'm really looking forward to the second season. I thought it was a good trailer. Thumbs up.
Good trailer as well. Thumbs up. Tyler doesn't know.
I don't know.
Tyler doesn't know.
Those were the 3 I had.
Okay, and then we'll talk about the HBO Max or Max/Warner Brothers trailers here in a little bit.
Do we want to throw in a video game trailer?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
So
Yes.
we got our final trailer. The trailer that really gives you the most of The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Yep.
It's about a 4-minute long trailer. It looks like in my opinion, obviously without playing the game at all, it does look like they heard some of the criticisms from Breath of the Wild. Well, people love that game and think it's really good. Some of the criticisms of, classic Zelda dungeons, story, it sounds like they've heard that. It looks like they've heard that, and I think this trailer is really good. And I'm really looking forward to it.
It is really good.
Yeah.
I got super excited for this.
Yeah.
I have been really excited for it. I love Zelda games.
Yeah.
But, like, I watched this and I was just like, yeah, really ready for this to come out.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks like it'll be worth the wait.
Mm-hmm.
Because it has been 6 years.
It's been a
minute.
minute.
The original's, I think, still $60, right? No.
Yes. And this one's $70. But yeah, no, I love the, Ganon is a human form type of thing again.
Ganondorf?
Ganondorf. Different.
I don't know.
Ganon's the monster. Ganondorf is the person.
Are you sure it's not Ganondorf's monster?
Ganondorf turns into Ganon. The pig monster looking.
That feels like it should be the other way around. Anyways, yes, he looks cool. I'm excited about it.
Well, they turn into each other.
Great. Ganondorf, Ganon, whatever. That means they're the same person.
I mean, you get onto Super Smash Bros. You don't play as Ganon, you play as Ganondorf.
Ganondorf. Thumbs up. I'm excited for this game.
Thumbs up as well.
Me too. Also, if I don't get a Legend of Zelda anime in the next 10 years, I'm going to cry.
Well, I got some news for you, buddy. You're going to get a movie.
Let's do it ourselves.
The movie is not going to do it.
Yeah, and the movie is going to be made by Illumination. No one wants that.
I need the people at Nintendo to just look at what they have and go, will this work as a Minions movie?
The answer is no.
No, it won't!
No, it won't.
And then you can look at all these animes over here and go, wow, this is pretty similar. And just hire a writer and go for it.
Good advice.
Attack on Titan is done, right? Finally? Maybe he wants to do it.
He probably wants to take a short break, but yes.
Dead
sure
Fist
he'll
wants
be-
I will
a
allow
R-rated
him to take a
Metroid
break.
movie.
Huh?
Dead Fist wants a R-rated Metroid movie.
I don't need it R-rated, but a Metroid movie would be cool.
He'll never do it R-rated.
Yeah. Nintendo, R-rated.
They don't even put out M-rated games.
Yeah, keep dreaming. You'll get a PG-rated Metroid movie.
Well, there is a place that loves to release for mature audience TV shows and movies, and
In fact, they have an extreme reputation for going a little overboard with that.
that place is
TV
known
and
as
rating.
HBO.
Yeah, buddy.
And a few years ago, HBO, was rebranded for the streaming age as HBO Max. And this last week, we got the announcement that HBO Max is dead.
I killed it.
Luke killed it, and they're
it.
resurrecting it as just Max.
It's quite a gentlemanly name.
No, it's a dog name. It's a dog name. Listen, I never tweet out opinions. I'll tweet out a picture of my Letterboxd review. That's pretty much it. And I found this just to be so funny. I had to tweet out that they changed HBO's name to the most generic dog name in history. I put Max into Tinner, the GIF,
Mm-hmm.
and just dog, all kinds of dogs. There was a movie with that Channing Tatum dog movie called Max, wasn't it?
I think so.
I just
No,
can't
I think it's called Dog.
What was
It's
the one?
it's just called Dog.
Max was the army dog or whatever. Here,
But they're-
Max.
I just think of it as would any other service rebrand themselves as Plus? No, you don't do that. You're rebranding as an adjective.
Why not go back to rebranding the name that you've used
Look,
for 30 plus years?
I get that there's a reputation with HBO for
Lots of boobs.
nudity and whatnot, but I don't think Max is gonna make people be like, yeah, HGTV.
This is true.
Right? I think they're just hoping with time. But again, like, how many years is it gonna be before they rebrand again?
2
Look,
years.
it's not
Look.
you're not Netflix.
I have experience with the rebranding. I'm a Commanders fan. I know how it feels. HBO fans find solace in that it doesn't get better. It just keeps happening.
So now it will be Max.
It
The
was
place
They'll
to
just
watch
call it
HBO.
They'll just call it the streaming service before too long.
It was Robbie Amell, okay? It was the Robbie Amell movie.
Oh yeah.
Max.
Max and
Shep-
Me? Wasn't there? Oh, Marley and Me is the one.
Yeah,
I'm
it's just
thinking
called
of.
Max.
Oh yeah. It's a pretty doggy.
Max. Don't screenshot my computer and
Leak
leak
things.
everything
Okay.
from a
But there were a bunch of announcements that they
came with it,
came along with this rebrand. Luke, I think you had that list up. I didn't rewrite them.
I've got a lot of it.
Okay.
We can rapid fire some of it. Talk about a couple.
Dang, I don't even start with. There's so much. Let's go with what popped up first.
Sure.
Which was Creatures Commandos.
The Creature Commandos.
This is the first thing I saw.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's actually first.
And they with that announcement there wasn't any actual news. It was like afterwards there were like casting confirmations, right?
Mhm.
And a release date of 2024.
And a release date. Yeah. Yeah.
Wasn't everything for 24?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah, I think so. Well, some of it was like it's greenlit. Harry Potter series isn't coming out in 2024.
No.
That would be the quickest turnaround ever.
Yeah,
They're just
that's
going to use the same sets.
earliest that's coming out is 2025. And that's even wishful thinking.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But yes, the Creature Commandos cast. Do you want to read it off?
I will read it off. This is confirmed by Gunn himself. We got Rick Flag Sr., who's going to be played by Frank Grillo. Frankenstein, played by David Harbour. The Bride, played by Indira Varma. Probably butchered that. Dr. Phosphorus, Alan Tudyk. Ilana Rostovich, Maria Bakalova. All these names, bro.
You're doing great.
G.I. Robot, played by Sean Gunn. Weasel, also played by Sean Gunn. Nina Mazursky. Zoe Chow. And John Economos. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, John Economos.
Steve Agee is going to return.
Nice. Good cast.
Yeah, really, really good stuff. I was not expecting David Harbour to pop up.
Yeah, he was the surprise of the cast to me. But like a lot of those other guys,
and Indira Varma, I wasn't expecting her either.
I kept thinking like with Tudyk, not surprised. He's been in DC stuff forever.
Yep.
Sean Gunn,
James Gunn's attached. He's going to be in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Maria Bakalova is in Guardians.
Mm-hmm.
So she's in the Gunn party
Entourage,
house now.
yeah. No, but this cast, man, is really good. And you can definitely, I think because they said it in their announcement, is that some of the animated characters will carry over to the live action. I think when you look at that, you're like, okay, I know who most likely these will be. Frank Grillo will probably come to the live action. David Harbour.
Dude, I bet it's going to
likely.
be all of them. Every
You think
single
so?
one. Oh, yeah.
Steve Agee's already in the live action.
He's going to be the one that does it.
That doesn't come back.
He never shows up again.
He dies in Creature Commandos. But because of this announcement, I started reading Creature Commandos.
Oh, nice.
Because I was just curious. Like, I don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's essentially just like a little offshoot Suicide Squad made up of monsters to help fight in the war. And it's super simple.
Which war?
Oh, shoot. I can't remember.
The war?
The war.
Star Wars?
Star Wars. I can't spell. I'll log in and look. You just keep doing your thing. But yeah, I started reading it. I read the first issue. It's an older comic book, so the first issue's a little bit longer. And there's way more dialogue in older comic books.
Where's Fillion? That my question. Oh, I'm sure he's going to pop up in one of these.
Oh, yeah.
His character's not dead.
They've, confirmed that his character's not dead, so...
Arm fall off, boy.
He already has a character. You're right. I forgot about that.
He's
what a
not dead.
legend. Arm fall off, boy.
Love it.
We got another cast confirmation. And this is the Welcome to Derry cast.
Yeah.
The It prequel?
Yeah, it's a prequel.
Prequel. Taylor Page, Jono Madepo, James Remar, and Chris Chalk. I don't know a lot of these people, but I do know Chris Chalk. He plays Paul Drake in Perry Mason.
Oh, yeah.
He's really good in that show,
Very
too.
good.
So I was really excited to see his name pop up. When I was on Twitter, I saw his picture, and I was just like, oh, yeah, let's... I think he's the best character in that show. What's up?
2. Said which war? World War II.
Ah. I thought you were just throwing up the peace signs.
They're fighting Nazis.
Proof of fighting Nazis. Another series... We can get this one quick. Another series that was announced was a Conjuring series.
Oh, I didn't see this.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting.
I'm wondering if it'll be like a story throughout a season or maybe an anthology with the
case files of the
case
Warrens.
files, yeah.
That's my guess. That's what I would make.
I wonder if they'll bring back
Yeah.
what are the names? Patrick Wilson
And Vera Farmiga.
and Vera Farmiga, yeah.
If they can, they will. Because
Dude,
of...
I love them in the roles. And I don't know if I can watch it without them. I feel so safe when they're around.
Yeah, right?
Another spin-off for Game of Thrones was announced.
That's right.
I know nothing about this.
A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, right?
Yes, Dunk and Egg are the characters, I guess. That means something to somebody.
Probably, not to me.
I saw the announcement and I said, cool, haven't watched House of the Dragon yet. Oh, I got Brett. Now I got him good with that one.
I've also not watched it.
I think this is set
Before
before
that.
House of the Dragon.
They just keep going backwards. What could go wrong?
They're doing
Nothing.
the opposite of
Nothing
Star
will
Wars.
ever go wrong.
Yeah.
And it was finally announced Harry Potter series is coming.
Yeah.
And it is a reboot.
Reboot.
Yeah, this is a...
I think we talked about this last week or 2 weeks ago or something.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like official. Like there was a teaser announcement trailer for it.
Yep.
Nothing other than the logo. You know, it's kind of sitting on top of the castle. But
Your letter has
basically,
arrived.
they've said, like, we want this to last us 10 years
Yep.
of storytelling. It's going to be all of the... We're going to essentially get...
A season per book.
a way more detailed look at each novel.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Which I think is awesome.
Yeah, I think it's a cool idea. I mean, if you weren't going to do kind of what we had talked about in the past, like an origin type thing, this is probably the second option.
Mm-hmm.
So it's... Whether people love it or hate it, it's safe.
Yep.
And I think, WB and Discovery are in the business of safe right now. They have to be pretty careful with what they're doing financially. And so I think this is a good call on their part, and it's something that I look forward to watching for sure. I'm very curious to see how they cast it.
Yeah, I'm really nervous about
tough.
casting.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I mean, you're recasting a beloved franchise.
How do you spell sorcerers? Good grief.
Sorcerers?
Okay. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone movie came out in 2001. So it's been 23 years since it started.
2001? So 22 years.
Here's my...
Yes. Math.
I want
Deathly Hallows Part 2 was 2011.
Here's my fun question for this portion. Who is the first original cast member from like the Harry Potter movies to cameo in this? Somebody will do it.
Someone will do it.
Gary Oldman. Or
Maybe.
Ralph Fiennes.
I'm gonna say
Probably the three leads.
I'm gonna say Tom Felton.
Oh yeah.
I think
he's like
pretty
obscure
likely.
enough, but he's
still pretty involved in all of it. Like he
no,
still
I'm
talks
saying
a
like
lot
yeah,
about
he
it,
has
yeah.
a lot of fun. He loves that. He would jump at a chance to be back and do something. I think since he's just offset of those, like, I don't know if the three mains would.
I don't think they will.
I don't think they would.
I don't think they'll have roles, but I think they'll be like, hey, they were part of the they're on the ministry courtroom.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, they're sitting up there just like...
Got him back for one scene.
Yeah.
One scene.
Yeah, I don't think you're not gonna bring Radcliffe back to play Sirius in this
No.
or anything like that. They're not gonna do anything crazy like
Nothing
that.
crazy.
But I think Felton could cameo.
I think
that would make sense. Or
Yeah.
like the guys who played Crabbe and Goyle could cameo. Like anybody who wasn't, in every shot of the film.
Yeah.
Has a shot at being in this. But I think Felton's a good choice. Good bet. I'd put my money on Felton.
Bring them all back.
Just bring them all back.
Use the same cast. They're
Just
playing the
de-age
exact
them.
same characters. Yeah.
We have the technology. We can de-age them.
Oh yeah. This isn't the comment, but the Weasley parents that will pop up.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
all the Weasleys, the twins.
Just all of the Weasleys. Like, each season it's a different Weasley that's somewhere in there.
I want a reality-style show about the Weasleys.
I am curious how many other Harry Potter or Wizarding World property things we get while this is happening.
I'm sure we'll get something.
Origin story of our words.
Because I think you're right. I think we will continue to see them doing things. I'm just curious what it is. What's it going to be at this point?
And if this plays well and people like it and a lot of people are tuning in weekly, they're definitely... We've seen what they've done with Game of Thrones.
Give me Ted Lasso, but for Quidditch.
That would be really fun.
You bring over an American to
From
coach
Ilvermorny.
No, bring a Muggle to coach Quidditch. Oh my gosh. Be like, my wife, turns out she's a wizard. I had no idea.
Oh, Dobby will be the first to return.
Dobby.
Does that count?
Dobby.
Harry Potter cannot go back to Hogwarts.
I'm curious how, the look, we're old enough now that
Yeah, we're old guys.
the youths.
Shut up. No.
The youths.
Youths.
I think they have an extreme passion for, and it's great for the most part. 98% of the time, I'm on board with them questioning, hey, is the portrayal of this, is it maybe a little like on the nose for something, right? Like, are the goblins, is that a little racist maybe? Like, I'm curious how much the show is going to
Get a lot of that.
play with that, if they're going to be a little like, yeah, we get to go deeper into what the books present, but we also have an opportunity to modernize it. Tyler and I were talking about this the other day.
Hermione, quit trying to free all the elves. They love being slaves. Like, what is this? Weirdest part of the books, in my opinion.
So yeah, no, it'll be interesting to see how that plays, because it's not like, even 2 or 3 movies that you can kind of plan out, and you're more or less guaranteed these things. It's like, this could go 3 seasons and then die.
Yeah.
And that's really weird, but like, that's the reality. We could not even make it into year 4.
Sadness.
Which is when it gets good. And that's a lie. 3 is good.
3 is really good.
Azkaban's really good.
I think they're all good.
I agree. I think there's a significant step up from 2 to 3, though.
Wait, are we talking books or movies?
Yes.
I just think, like, in the first 2, it's interesting because it's like, here's, like, the literal classes they take.
Right.
Which is cool. Like, which is pretty much like, here's how you learn how to fight. Every class this is how you learn how to fight with fire.
Yeah.
This is how you warp their mind. This is how you figure out their future.
This is how you use plants to attack people or disorient them.
And then you have defense against the dark arts. Just also, can we get a non-evil Slytherin character, please? Thank you. That's all I want.
It's not in the book. It won't happen.
Make a new character. They do it all the time.
Other Warner Brothers Max announcements. We got a few other things.
We do have more trailers.
Let's run through those real quick. You don't need to spend a ton of time on them.
It was a half a trailer and half of a behind the scenes featurette, but it was for Penguin spin-off
Thumbs
of
up.
the Batman.
This looks awesome.
Yeah, this looks good.
What's
Man,
next?
that Penguin makeup is so dope.
It's
So
so
good.
good.
The next installment of True Detective, the 4th season, True Detective Night Country.
I've not watched any True Detective. I think I'm gonna bump that up my list.
Please do.
'Cause this
It's
trailer's
so
really
good.
Yeah.
Even too, as like awkward as it is after season 1, it's still good.
The first like 4 episodes of season 2, I think, are so good. It's they do something in the middle. There's a weird time jump, and you're just like, I'm lost. And the ending is stupid. Season 3 was pretty good.
Season 3 is
much better than 2.
Talk about time jumps.
Yes.
Season 3 is Mahershala Ali, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because this is an anthology series,
Season 1 though,
right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Season 1 I think is up there for one of the best seasons of television ever made.
It's so good.
It is incredible. Season 4, it's in Alaska during the long night. When I don't know when it happens, but the sun doesn't show up for 30 days. I don't remember if that's summer or winter or spring or whatever. However time works up there. And some people go missing. Stars Jodie Foster. I was really, really liking the trailer. It's a big double thumbs up from me.
Yeah, it looks good.
Oh, it looks so good.
Agreed.
The next trailer that we got was for The Regime. This is a Kate Winslet led show. She looks to be in charge of a fake European country. It kind of looks like The Crown, but if The Crown wasn't based on real people.
I think this looks good though.
Yeah,
I'll thumbs up it.
looks good.
It looks like it's gonna have a pretty good sense
interesting
of humor.
teaser, and it's got that intensity, but also play with humor.
Yeah, it
And
has
Kate
a
Winslet
good
is
one.
really good
Yep.
at what she does.
Yep.
And then I think this is like the biggest surprise, The Sympathizer.
Oh my gosh, this looks amazing.
Mhm.
Like Vietnam spycraft maybe going on.
This looks
Sneaky,
so
sneaky.
good.
This looks awesome. And Robert Downey Jr. was in it, and I don't think I would have recognized him if it was like just a poster of him.
This is the one trailer that like when it popped up 2024, I was like, oh man, like I watched it, and I was like, oh man, I want to see
now.
that like tomorrow. Like I want this immediately. Yeah, this was awesome. I'm really excited for this.
Yep.
So, any more trailers?
That's all I have. Was there?
That is
more?
okay.
all the trailers.
I think that's all there is.
I have one more, I guess, bit of news.
Yeah, I have a couple bits of news as well.
Okay, we got more Twisters casting,
Yeah.
and I also need to correct a mistake.
Uh-oh.
Helen Hunt is not in this. This is not a sequel. This is a completely new thing. So she's not in it, and that makes me sad.
She'll never be in it.
She probably will never be in it. But you know what? The cast, what you sent
The
it
cast
earlier.
is good.
The cast
It
looks
is,
really good.
yeah.
Daisy Edgar Jones, Anthony Ramos. Who was the other person?
Hold on. Pulling it up. Bring it up. Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell. That's
Dude,
it.
he's popping up in everything.
Yeah. And then, as we learned last week, or at least I did, the director is Lee Isaac Chung,
Yeah.
who directed Minari, which is super good. I'm very excited for this movie. And guys, let me tell you something right now, okay?
I'm ready.
I watched Twister this week. And that movie is hilarious. And I know, I mean, I guess it's a new thing. It's not a sequel, but I don't know. I'm just really excited to see it probably portrayed more.
Yeah.
I find
Sure.
tornadoes quite majestic, even though I've never seen one in real life. Lived Tornado Alley for 31 years and 13 days. Never seen Tornado. Love to. Although it probably means something bad's going down.
Probably.
But I'm very excited for this, like, no memeing. This is going to be up there in my most anticipated.
No,
for
I'm looking
next
forward
year.
to it. And like the addition of Anthony Ramos to it is like
Yeah.
it bumps it higher up my list immediately because I really do like what he has done. He's grown on me a lot. I like him.
Agreed.
I was like watching Twister and I was like just Googling facts about tornadoes. Like how fast do they move on the ground? How fast does the wind blow? And it's like, they can blow up to 300 miles per hour. And I'm like, that's really fast.
So fast.
Dude,
That feels fast.
And like at the end of that movie, they're like inside the tornado. And they're just like holding on. And it's just like, you would be ripped to pieces. And they're not getting hit by anything either. And it's
Did you see the video of the lady?
dude, that movie, you need to rewatch that movie. It is hilarious and it has some of the best CG you'll ever see. And that is a lie.
Yeah. Did you see the video? Speaking of tornadoes and sidebars, did you see the video of the lady? She's like watching a tornado come in from the front of her workplace, and it like rips her out of the door. She just like flies across the parking lot, and then like she's fine. She's like, "What?
What? No."
One dude's like, "I don't think you should be by the door," and she's like, "Oh, it's okay," and then it just gets ripped out. And you're like, "Oh
Oh
no!"
my gosh.
It's pretty wild.
Swords or Bust, just kidding. I don't remember that in time.
Yeah, I don't remember.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
A little late there. We can move on to. Are we ready to move on to some other news?
Yeah, I got 2 news stories.
Oh, I got so many news stories.
I got 2. I'll knock them out real quick.
Okay.
The Knuckles television series
What?
started filming this week. Idris Elba's returning.
Hold on.
I wasn't aware that was happening.
News to me is a Knuckles TV series.
Yeah, I've not even seen the second movie, so cool, I guess. I guess Knuckles was liked enough. And then the other one was Harry Potter Quidditch Champions was announced today. This is a Quidditch-centric standalone video game. First one in like 20 years since Quidditch World Cup on the GameCube. And playtest signups started today.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so if it's something that you're interested in, or if you're curious about the Quidditch game that's being made, sign up for the playtests on WB Games. I signed up today because I'm just intrigued by whatever this is. This is one of the what are they called? Support studios who's helping with Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. So my guess is they have a small group that's helping with that, as well as an actual team working on this.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I was like, I don't even know who this studio is, and I looked them up, and they're like, yeah, supporting on this, and I was like, oh, okay.
Speaking of Suicide Kills the Justice League.
That
Have they
great.
killed that game yet? Pretty much. No.
That's a great segue into
That news story.
kind of the next thing, right?
Yeah.
Is that got delayed to February 2024. The rumor came out today that the reason for the delay is to remove the always online feature. That's something I guess they really want to try to get done, according to rumors. That's obviously not true. If it isn't, I'm sorry. But that is what the rumor mill is saying, that they want to remove the always online stuff, which has become quite popular anymore. Like Redfall's getting a lot of heat for that. This game's getting a lot of heat for that. It's becoming a thing.
We kind of had I won't talk about it in depth tonight, but we did kind of have a little sidebar conversation over text about how I think this is the snake finally eating its own tail, right? It's every game needs to do this, and that was decided about 7 years ago. And because AAA games take 16 billion years to make,
Yeah.
the fact that ship is sailing on a number of properties, like there's some IPs out there that it works for, 100%. They're built around it, but they have established audiences, and they're established IPs at this point. I'm not sure you're going to be able to infuse something new with that always online service and be confident that's going to be a hit. So now you have these games that are coming out with these features that are pretty baked in because it's the direction they decided 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And
I mean, this game's been in development almost 8 years.
So now they're going to scramble and try
to save
and
it.
fix it in 9 months, which sucks.
Saw a
I
tweet
feel
that
so bad for those devs.
if Spider-Man 2 comes out this year, there'll be 3 Spider-Man games come out in the time that they've been developing Kill the Justice League.
Oh my gosh.
And also the amount of time that they made Kill the Justice League is the same amount of time they made 3 Arkham games.
Yeah. Yeah. No, JT or Deadfist in the chat has a good, comment. Online features are fine, but you need to provide the option to play offline. And I think that's a really important thing moving forward in games.
Yeah.
It is that, because right. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if you can't play a game offline, you're cutting out a ginormous piece of audience. There's a lot of people who don't play games online, like at all. They just have a console and they play it.
The pendulum swings, right?
Yep.
And wherever that's at, it may be the majority of the gaming population, but you're always losing. There's always gonna be people who like, I hop off the pendulum here, and this is my comfort zone.
Yeah.
And it keeps swinging, and it comes back eventually, but there's always this ebb and flow with. You see it in anything. What are people going to the movies to watch now? The same kind of deal where eventually people will get tired. I think we are seeing people get tired of Marvel and kind of what they're doing, and maybe movies in general. Like, how is that industry preparing for the pendulum swing? Games they take a lot longer to make, and so it's a lot harder to predict where you need to land, but plan for the worst.
Yeah.
Hope for the best.
Well, I think Rocksteady's planning for the worst at this point.
Yeah, another game that has it's in a really weird position, kind of with this games as service, but not how it was received. Halo Infinite. Over the last year, 9 months, they've had a ton of executives leave. This week,
shakeup.
We saw someone who's been with the company since it was he was with Bungie when it was Halo, and that's Frank O'Connor. He has been the franchise creative director at Halo since 343 was created, and he left this week. That's not just Halo Infinite creative director. That's franchise creative director. So if that tells you anything, it should be telling you that they are in uncertain waters right now with that franchise. Unfortunately.
Yep.
So another Joe Staten, who was the creative director on Halo Infinite, who kind of came on at the last minute, got it through launch, got it through the first couple seasons. He stepped away a couple weeks ago, but he just announced he's actually joining Netflix to lead a triple A multi-platform video game. Bold move, Netflix.
It'll be out in 8 years.
Bold move.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah. We've seen Netflix release games. They've all been very small, they have that Candy Crush feel to them. Not all of them, but that's kind of the vibe I've gotten.
Play on your Netflix phone app.
Yeah,
games.
yeah, play on your Netflix phone. So it'll be very interesting to see what they try and do in the AAA space.
Yeah. Feels like Netflix bleeding money more and more.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be a game as a service.
Well,
it'll be a Halo.
And even when Netflix has a hit, their service, they may not always know what to do, because last night was the Love is Blind live reunion, and Netflix just crapped the bed.
Classic.
Amber Heard style.
So it was no longer a live event. It was live for the people who were there, and then when Netflix services finally got back around to being online, everyone was able to watch it.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know what that show is.
I'm not familiar with it either. It was just blowing up Twitter a little bit.
I've never watched it.
I'm assuming it's a reality.
I think
It's
so.
a reality
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
I do know that.
Which I do not watch.
Yeah.
Either.
In Marvel news, Mia Goth joins Blade.
Yeah, I forgot about this.
The Blade cast.
That reminds me of something I did this week too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see. I'm not sure who she's playing at the moment. I don't think we know, but could be interesting.
No idea.
No clue.
Did they get a new writer for that yet? She writing it?
Maybe she's
She
writing
might
it.
help with it. She helped write Pearl.
Well, they may need all the help they can get, because the Writers Guild of America members authorized the WGA to actually go on strike. So it hasn't happened yet. They didn't vote to say do it. They essentially said, yes, we as the union members approve you, the union leadership, to authorize a strike if that's what it comes down to. So the finger is on the trigger per se. It's like they took it off the side and they put it on the trigger, and now it's just like is it gonna? I don't know.
So I should expect some quantum of solaces in these. Big.
Nice.
We approve your approval to approve the approval. That's kind of how it feels like sometimes.
I approve of Dead Fish watching the Meg. Great movie.
Yeah, it is a good movie.
American Vandal.
I wouldn't say it's a good
Did you guys watch
movie.
American Vandal? I didn't watch American Vandal, Baroque. Apparently, I was part of the problem.
I wouldn't say The Meg is a good movie, but I do think it's a great movie.
It's a lot of fun. Is American Vandal the movie where the dude was like spray painting dicks on stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
I never watched it either.
I didn't watch it.
I am also part of the problem.
My last story is that James McAvoy is reuniting with Blumhouse for See No Evil.
Is it a split spinoff?
No, I don't think so.
You say you don't think so.
Look,
But it
I
could
put
be.
nothing past the Shamhammer and his ability to trick me into seeing something I was not aware I was going to see. So, like, with The Last Airbender, I thought I was going to go see a movie, and I don't know what I saw in there, but it was not a movie.
That was not a movie, it's an experience. And the experience was pain.
I like the Shamhammer. He's made a lot of movies I like, but yeah, he does have some
He's also made
he has some
lot of
misses.
movies
He has
I
some
hated.
misses.
No.
What other news stories you guys have? Anything else?
I'm done.
Okay. What'd you guys do this week? Hit our weekly review here and bounce.
I can be pretty quick. So I started playing Fallen Order.
Great game.
Yeah, it's a
Good
lot
game.
of fun. I'm enjoying it a lot more this time around. I was kind of talking to Brett about this. I think it's because I'm removed from the hype of it. The first time I tried to play it, everybody just kept telling me how great it was, how great it was, how
Dude,
great it
it's
was.
so great. It's so great.
You're not helping.
It's really great. It's great. You should play it. It's great.
So moving on from that, I've been playing the show. Still, it's a lot of fun. I've actually been playing with Easton some. They have a ranked 2v2 mode for baseball, which is pretty interesting. Like one of you pitches and one of you plays like the outfield and infield.
Oh, nice.
It's pretty cool. And it doesn't count on your win-loss, but you still get a lot of like stats and stuff, so it's cool. I went and saw the Super Mario Brothers movie. I'm giving it a fanboy worthy. I had an absolute blast. It's not this amazing movie. It doesn't have this great, fantastic, otherworldly message or anything like that, but it's so fun. And I was very, very surprised by how much I loved the animation. I thought the voice cast did a really good job, but the highlight of the movie for me is the soundtrack. It's so good. It's so good. I can't stop listening to it.
I was not expecting them to actually have Bowser be obsessed like with marrying people.
Yeah, that was a thing. Yeah,
I thought that was so funny.
yeah. It's just
And like that's what it is in the games, and I didn't.
you
It
just
makes
thought
no
it'd be
sense.
something different. Like he
Stop.
just wanted to capture her.
I
or
figured
something.
it'd be he's bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to rule. I'm bad guy. He's like, no, I want to marry Peach.
That song is a banger. Peaches is a banger.
Peaches and Baroque actually tweeted at us. Peaches, Bowser's Love Ballad, the Super Mario Bros. Movie, has officially become a hit song on the Billboard Top 100.
Heck yeah, baby.
Let's go.
Much deserved. Sorry, I was reading a comment. And the last thing I did was I got around to finally watching Pearl. This is the prequel to Ty West's film X. And where X is like a slasher kind of horror film, Pearl is a character study on the character of Pearl, and just it's about her husband's away in the war. Her mom is super stressed out because her dad is disabled. There's a lot of things that you kind of watch her just slowly descend into this place of a mental health crisis essentially, and it's really good. And I guess this movie, so I watched some of the special features, and I'll try to move through this pretty quick. I guess Ty West, when they were filming X, or when they were about to start filming X, and Mia Goth was trying to get into, because she played multiple characters through the film.
Yeah.
But she plays Pearl, the old lady in X, and he had told her like, hey, like, try to write your character's backstory just to see how you kind of, feel about the character.
Mm-hmm.
And so she wrote out her backstory and gave it to Ty West, and then Ty West is like, what does this look like? Write some scenes to this. And so she started like writing scenes and how she thought like this character got there. And then Ty West was like, okay, great. We have the bare bones of something. Let's make this. And so he presented it to A24, and they greenlit it before they ever started filming X.
Yeah.
Which is a really cool story.
Yeah.
And, I was not on the Mia Goth hype train. I thought she was good in X. I didn't think she was anything special. In Pearl, she's really good. Like I was like, oh, okay. I kind of understand it now. Like she's really good. The rest of the cast is great. It's a pretty small group, but David Cornsweet's in it. He's good in it. He kind of plays this weird, kind of like nomad type of guy. But I think what the coolest through line in all of these movies so far, through Pearl and through X, is that it's about like the evolution of film and how, strangely enough, pornography impacted the film industry.
Mm-hmm.
And it's surprisingly good. I would recommend Pearl, much like I would recommend X. I think they're both really good movies.
So did Mia Goth help develop Maxine,
Yes,
the next one, too?
I believe so, because she plays Maxine as well as Pearl.
Because that's her character in X.
Yeah, she plays Pearl and Maxine in X. Yeah,
The younger version of Maxine.
correct. Yeah.
Makeup up and
Right. But yeah, I would assume so. I actually am not 100% sure. They announced the cast for that this week too. We didn't talk about it in news, but it's really good. It's 3 X's, because you know what we're
it's
getting
part of
at
the X
here.
franchise.
That's right.
But no, in it, Giancarlo Esposito, Elizabeth Debicki, Kevin Bacon, Bobby Cannavale, Halsey, Michelle Monaghan, Lily Collins, and Mia Goth. So pretty solid cast.
Yeah.
Definitely feels like they're spending a little bit more money on this one. And she does not have a writing credit in this one. Just Ty West.
All right.
But yeah, Pearl, recommend it. Good movie.
Nice.
Luke?
Luke?
Plus me.
And she does in Pearl, so no, she did not help write this one. This was a Ty West one.
Obviously, it's garbage. I've really just been keeping up with the shows that I'm invested in right now, which is The Mandalorian, which we all reviewed together.
Yeah.
Perry Mason each week, Ted Lasso each week, and now I can add also to that list. I'll be watching The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel season 5 each
Yes.
week. Had no idea this was coming out this weekend.
Yeah, when you said that, I was like, what?
Yeah, no trailer.
I don't think there was like any marketing.
I don't think there was either. Either that or I completely missed it, or nobody watches the show, or my algorithm is just complete. I got on Prime Video because I just wanted to see if Air was available on there yet.
I think it comes...
And Ms. Maisel was right there on my screen. I was like, what the heck? The first 3 episodes were released, and then it's weekly after that, but the first 3 episodes are super good. They do a weird thing, though, this season where they flash forward in time.
Oh.
So most of the show is in the late 50s, early 60s. And a lot of the episodes start with them flash forwarding to the 80s, where her kids are grown up, and they they're kind of showing how her story ends, which is interesting, because you're never really sure she's gonna make it. Isn't Mandalorian sort of going downhill right now? Yeah. The last episode was pretty good, but that show is struggling, especially story-wise. But yeah. But hey, Miss Maisel is super good, though. I always get nervous when I watch something that is about comedians.
Mm-hmm.
Because most of the time, they're not funny. But Mrs. Maisel is really funny. I think the lead who plays Midge, Rachel Brosnahan, I think is how you say her name. She is so good. She's hilarious. I love the cast. Freaking Tony Shalhoub as her dad. I can't with him. He literally makes me laugh so hard sometimes because his character is unbelievably smart. He's a genius, but he's just so oblivious to the world around him.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really good, and they hit you with those like emotional beats throughout too, and I really recommend that to people that haven't watched that show, that they should start watching now. It's the last season. Season 5 is going to be the last season, then it's done. So now's the time to start watching if you haven't watched it before, because it'll probably be over by the time you get to it. 5. But looking forward to finishing it over the coming weeks. I wonder how many episodes there are. Just escorting Baby Yoda. Barely. Where do you guys see Disney as a whole?
I want to save that for Fanbox. This is Fanbox, I guess.
We can talk about that now real quick. Yeah.
Too focused on existing IP.
That's the industry right now.
But like Disney is to a detriment.
Yeah,
they're not trying to do anything different.
Yeah.
Star Wars, Marvel, Pixar, all their stuff is exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
They don't branch out from anything to do anything different. They have their Star Wars movies, they have their Marvel movies, and they have their live action Disney remakes, I should say. That's what they do. Those are the 3 things they make. They don't do anything else. They release Pixar movies, but they don't make them.
Yeah, and they you know,
they didn't know what to do, so what they do? They decided to remake Moana.
They break those Pixar movies' ankles by releasing them straight to Disney. You know, maybe not. For a while they were. It just really felt like they were using Pixar to really push Disney Plus, and not even give them a theatrical run. And look, anyone who knows business should have been able to predict that the streaming bubble was gonna pop. It has essentially. Everyone's basically said, "Oh crap! There's actually not a way we make money on this." Yeah. And so Disney is reevaluating, I think. But I haven't seen anything that's made me like excited to be. I don't know. I think they realize a lot of their business is parks, and so they do stuff around
parks and
that
toys.
Park. You know.
That's why they brought Grogu back.
That's why we've
Grogu the Rock.
How can we use our films? How can we create a Guardians of the Galaxy ride? Because Guardians of the Galaxy is a popular brand. So it's all about maintaining that brand, that IP, and not telling new and engaging stories.
Yeah, I view them, they're kind of like the opposite of HBO, right? Like where HBO is like, hey, we need to play it safe, we need money. Disney's like, hey, we have a bunch of money, let's continue to play it safe.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know.
There's
it's just a weird. Yeah, they're not taking risks. They're not willing to take risks on anything.
Like, just look at we went through all these HBO new things they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
They're all extremely different.
Yeah.
The only thing that's going to be similar is probably going to be way too much nudity and all.
Yeah.
But like with the Sympathizer looks honestly nothing like The Regime or True Detective.
Yeah.
And then we'll have DC stuff coming as well.
Yeah, but like even that, like Creature Commandos is way different than anything they would normally do. Like, we're still gonna get Superman. Yeah, we're still getting Harry Potter. We're True Detective is a recognizable brand. I wouldn't say it's on the level of some things, but like even when they play it safe, they're at least, it seems like they're making interesting decisions.
Yep.
So.
Shown powerful women not told that they are. Wait, we say show don't tell all the time.
Show don't tell. I'm Kaz in the chat talked about Succession, and it's one of those that like now that I'm not having a show, I'm really excited to start it. I'm really hoping I can find some time and like really start binging through that thing because it's got a ton of buzz around it. Mm-hmm. So, what I did watch this last week was Beef over on Netflix.
Yeah.
This is the A24
Wendy's origin story.
Wendy's origin story. It stars Ali Wong and Steven Yeun, and they are just such a great pair. They're just such a great pair. They're fun to watch, and it's fun to watch them be diabolical. This is like modern day Game of Thrones in suburbia, right? Except one of them is a millionaire and the other one is broke as shit, and he's just like scraping by, you know.
So Steven Yeun is the broke.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course. And like
Is he
all
playing
the
his character Minority? No.
all the backstabbing that goes along within like the family drama. It's just a lot of fun to watch. It hurts. It's like, oh, don't do that. It has some like Act 2 of Parasite vibes, where it's like there's this this class disconnect, right? It's like this class warfare where it's like how's the low class, poor, broke individual going to, you know, make the rich person get their comeuppance. But then all of a sudden it's like, okay, now I feel empathy towards this incredibly wealthy person who I feel like I shouldn't feel bad for, but I do. And they just do a great job weaving it back and forth throughout the entire 10 episodes. So highly recommend. It gets a fanboy worthy for me.
I need to watch it.
I recommend it. So, Kaz, I have watched Mayor of Easttown. That was one of my favorite shows from 2021. Was it 2022?
I freaking loved Mayor of Easttown.
Dude, it's so good.
They got me with that twist. I thought I solved it.
Yeah.
They got me.
2021.
So twisty.
Yeah. I think it was maybe one of my top 3 shows of 2021.
Oh my.
It was so good. Kaz mentions the beef ending. I won't spoil anything, but
it was all a dream.
It ends weird, but I think that's one of those things where like I love how weird it got. I appreciated that it wasn't just like all cynicism, and they really play into maybe like despite all the bad things, humans can still have empathy towards each other. So yep. Other than that, I beat Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Good game.
Good game.
Excited
It's not like we
to
just
see
finished a
excited to
YMCA
see
basketball
what
game.
what the story is for Survivor and where that goes,
Mhm.
based on where this one ended. So very cool. Have you guys heard of 000?
I have
It's
not.
on Prime. Oh. 000. Oh, that's a cool poster. I have not seen this or heard of it, but I'll have to. Another sleeper of a show. Okay, modern day Narcos. Psh, heck yes. Dude, Narcos is great.
I've had it on my list for like 4.
Yeah. I approve of all these suggestions coming in here. You're making my list longer. My watch list it's gonna be too long, but I don't care.
1 show removed, 3 added. That's how my watch list always goes.
Oh, I love it. Okay, well, tracks, yeah. So it's gonna feel very like Narcos. All right, I think that brings us to the end of this week's episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. Kaz, thank you this is your first time commenting. I appreciate the chat. Our usual suspects in the chat, thanks for hanging out with us over here on Twitch. And
We're here every Monday night.
We're
We
here
love
every
having
Monday
back.
night.
Yeah.
Every Monday night, and we
Come
love
hang.
it if you watch the show on YouTube or listen to the podcast. But yeah, we're here every Monday night, and we love the back and forth with the chat. So, all right.
Snap a cash.
Snapper
Swedish
gosh.
narcos.
I love it. All right, until next week, we'll see you guys.